Okay, the last slide in the teacher orientation is about testing and automated learning. And persistent assessment settings, that's automated learning where you're testing them all the time. And there are algorithms making decisions about whether the student can progress or if they have to linger longer in a domain, knowledge domain. And persistent is to control the student's progress through the curriculum. But episodic assessments are just to give a report on the student's knowledge. It doesn't control their progress through the system. So let me show you how that works from the teacher's side. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to, I'm just going to look at maybe grammar. Now, these little three buttons over here, they give the teacher some controls. In here you can choose, like for example, double fallback. If we choose double fallback for all of these lessons as the engine that's going to deliver it, what it'll do is that there are 4 primary questions that best represent the student's knowledge of this information. If the student gets 4 out of 4, it'll let them pass. Well, there are also 4 other secondary questions, because sometimes if they get 3 out of 4, it's not a really good representation, so it's not enough data, so we have to give them a 6 out of 8 opportunity. So there's secondary questions, and it gives them a second chance. If they fail that, then they have to do the whole lesson. And so it gives them, it's called double fallback, right? So there's 2 sets of questions, and you fall back to that second set. And you actually, if you fail that second set, you fall back to doing the entire lesson. Now, in the same time, the carry forward engine is running in the background. So if they fail that test, it still doesn't let them pass. It doesn't let them move forward. It'll remember the problems they failed and make them linger even longer until they get, a passing score on this lesson. So this will control the students' progress automatically through the entire lesson set, through the entire course. That's what we call persistent. I'm going to turn this off, and let the students progress through here naturally. So that's what our persistent assessments are. They're formative. They're extremely formative, and that's, we wanted this to be completely synchronous or completely non-synchronous or completely asynchronous or anything in between. Now, regarding episodic tests, you can deliver the same tests, and you get the reports for them here. You can deliver the same tests through the calendar. Where's the calendar? And here a test has been assigned. But if you and again, inside this test you can choose whether it's a carry forward or double fallback, or this is a sequence dependence, which I'm not going to go into in this video. You can choose which engine you use to deliver it, but this one, it won't control the student's progress. It's just going to give the teacher a report. So even if the student passes the test, it's not going to affect their progress through the lesson sets, right? So that's the difference. Like if you gave a double fallback test before you give curriculum, that's a placement test to decide which lessons you need to assign. If you give a double fallback after you've assigned the lessons, you're checking to see what the students remember. So you see, you can use these different assessment engines. These are different rhythms, different patterns of applying the questions, and you can use them differently if you understand how these work. But again, the persistent ones, they control the student's progress through the material, but the episodic tests, they only give a report.